hope your day is well. It is another gorgeous, sunny, beautiful, blissful day. You are a star, you are amazing. Don't let anybody dim your light. Today we're going to talk about ultra-terrestrial beings, okay? What are they? How can we spot them? I'm going to share with you some of my experiences with these entities, okay? So let's dive right in. Now, ultra-terrestrial beings, according to John Keel, okay, author of The Eighth Tower, are beings that can shift between certain dimensions, particularly between ultralight and infrared light. So as humans, we can only see visible light, which is about 0.003% of light. Now that's a very small fraction of what we can actually see and what we're actually experiencing as well. So a lot of the times when we are absorbing, this third dimensional plane, our mind is constantly filtering it to our brains and getting an understanding of what we see before us. So for example, like when we look at a bush or a tree or a house, okay, when we see it, okay, the next time we see something that's similar, our brain's going to immediately identify and think, okay, I know what that is. It's a house, it's a tree. All right, so a lot of the times we may miss some of these entities, okay? Things like UFOs, things like angels, things like demons, shadow beings, and so on and so forth. Now, quite a while ago, when I was dating a very beautiful lady, she was very spiritual, okay? Some may call her a gypsy, traveling gypsy. She was very, very, very open to spirituality, and at that point I was very invested in business and health, and with this sort of influence it made me very open to these experiences. And so one time when we were chilling at the living room I was living at quite a while ago, which was probably spooky and haunted, which I'll share more stories further on, we were chilling in the living room and I felt this presence. I felt this very cold presence near me, and she immediately identified and knew what it was. She felt a cold spirit just dancing around, okay, just kind of moving up and down. And we were both giggling like little kids, like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, it's just, that was so normal to her. For me, it was so new and mind-boggling because I hadn't experienced something like that, and I was very closed off, very, very closed off to things like that, and moments later I could see shadows kind of just in and out at my peripheral vision. So right on the side I could see these shadow beings. Now some people may say that it could be just a figment of our imagination, right? We just project what we really want to see. However, this is just my subjective experience, and that's what I saw. Now, prior to that event, there was another time where my friend and my sister, okay, we were both hanging out at the front yard, and she was sharing a story about a girl who was being possessed in a bathroom, and it was just kind of dragged back and forth between I don't know, just dragged back and forth inside the bathroom in this cubicle. Now that kind of freaked me out, and I was open to it. I kind of just dismissed it, like, okay, I trusted her because she's not the kind of friend to lie. And immediately, now we were standing outside the front yard. When I looked to the balcony, okay, we noticed a shadow about 6 foot tall, okay, taller than myself, just standing there at the door. Now we were tripping balls, we were tripping out. We thought, okay, I looked back to see if there was any light, like casting maybe my shadow, maybe it was me, but it was very still. It was just standing there. I looked back and believe it or not, it's gone, it's disappeared. And so dismissed it as maybe it was just, our imagination, whatever. Another time, I was living in the spare room of this house, and it was very late at night, and I was on a very, very low vibration, let me tell you. And what happened was, I couldn't sleep, I was feeling very paranoid, and I noticed right in front of me, there was a shadow being projected onto the wall. It was like the size of a 3 to 5 year old toddler. And I thought, okay, it's just my imagination. I'm just tripping out. I'm just seeing this. There is no way that's there. I look to my right, there's another one, there's 2 of them now. I'm thinking, all right, whatever, it's just my imagination. I'm just seeing it. It's probably the trees outside. I look to my left, there's a 3rd one. Head back under the cover, and yeah, I go to bed thinking, yeah, you know what, that's just my imagination. I share all these stories with my brother, and I tell him that I felt these orbs, I'm seeing these shadows, okay? And then I tell him, wow, I can feel something in this room right now. I can feel a spiritual being, and I can feel an orb. Then this one orb that I could feel, it was just dancing around me. I could feel it pass through my skin, in and out. And he was frozen, he was gobsmacked, he was speechless. And he looked at me and he goes, every time I stand there, I can feel something. I was like, all right, whatever. Then I feel this spiritual being about 6 foot tall, just standing there. I thought maybe it was maybe it could be my dad or my uncle who passed away. They're pretty tall, because I was trying to summon their presence. I mean, who knows? All of this could be imagination. Now, the last one, this is another reason why I had to make this video, because last week, okay, now my matrix job is an Uber driver, and last week I was driving in the northern city, okay, and if you're in the city a lot, you'll see that it's very hard to see stars. It is very, very difficult because of all the light pollution, all right? But when you're in the countryside, when you're so far out in nature, you can see so many stars. You can see shooting stars and all that. Now, as I was driving this rider, okay, to her destination, the moment I picked her up, we saw something like a yellow orb. It went very quickly, okay, it went, we giggle, I laugh, I trip out. She looks at me, she goes, that was very close. And immediately I thought, I've seen shooting stars, and I can see the difference when there's a shooting star or a meteor just passing by. They're very quick, they leave a trail, they're more white in color, but this one was yellow, and it just passed by very quickly. Now, based on what I've seen and other people's, based on like some of the evidence out there, okay, based on the videos that I've watched and other people's claims and descriptions of, you know, UFOs and orbs, it matched perfectly with what I saw. Now, again, like I said, I could have just been, we both could have been imagining it, but according to John Keel, okay, author of The 8th Tower, who studies this subject, who's an expert on these kind of sightings, he created also something called, I think, the Mothman, okay, and what people like this are saying is that we can only see it when we are very open to it and when we obviously focus on it. Like, for example, you're not going to spot a cockatoo unless you're going to want to see a cockatoo, right? But like, that's a pretty simple way to put it. But because I was very open, and also because I was, you know, I'm very into the whole ufology and, you know, where we're from, and of course all of these hidden mysteries about UFO objects and aliens and all that kind of crap. There seems to be a pattern with what John Keel has said, that most of these phenomena happen, like the what's it called, the hairy dude, the hairy man, I forget what it is. Just anything that's paranormal, they usually happen at the same place and when we focus our attention and very open to the experience. Now, what I saw could have been fake, but some of these experiences that I shared with the clients. Okay, when I was a personal trainer, I shared it to some of my clients, and they told me that they had similar experiences themselves. They claimed that they had experienced shadow beings walk into their room, okay, while they're in a sleep paralysis, walk into the room, look over them, and then walk out, thinking at first it could have been their family member, okay, when really there were these beings. Now, a lot of people around the world have the similar experience, where they have like 3 shadow beings walk into the room, one in particular with a hat, you know, which could be the Men in Black. But enough blabbering on. I'd like to know whether or not you've had any paranormal experiences, okay? Do you think they're real? Do you think they're just a figment of our imagination? Do you think that there is more out there, that we are not alone, that maybe other extraterrestrial beings are already in our presence? Oh, I reckon I've personally met one myself, by the way. Just quickly, I was working in a cafe and there was this one customer that I had. I've served thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I've worked with so many different jobs. This one person in particular, unbelievable. This person was walking around like a zombie. Now, this person was in a business suit and had two had his colleagues with this person, and they seemed like normal human beings. But this one guy, you could see that his skin was like, his flesh looked like it was abnormal, like he was cold-blooded, right? And when he was deciding to choose something to eat, I swear it was like as if he'd never seen food in his entire life. Like he hadn't seen Earth food, if this person was from outer space, let's just say. But it was the strangest experience that I had with with another human. It was unbelievable. I want to hear what you think. I want to know whether you or a family member have experiences with, you know, paranormal activities, UFOs. Do you believe that we're not alone? Do you think this is it? Like, this is all we're gonna experience? Do you reckon they're reaching out to us? Do you believe that the moon is real? We can get deep into that subject another time. What do you reckon? Do you think do you reckon we reincarnate? Do you think this is it? There's only life and death, and that's the end of it? I'd love to hear your experiences with extraterrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, angels, you know, your spirit guides, your own synchronicities as well. I love hearing people's synchronicities. They just they just make you feel a little less crazy, you know, when you experience those moments where you just think, wow, that was perfectly timed. What a day to be alive. So guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Remember to love your friends, love your family, love the animals, love the planet, and most importantly, love yourself. Peace and love. Bye.